So let's just revise the coordinates chapter. So the first thing we met with was the whole notion of grids and axes, where we had an x-axis and a y-axis, and we could divide the x-axis into equal segments, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the y-axis equal segments as well. And we could then set up a kind of a grid based on each point along the axis. So, and then from the grid we could take particular points and we could say that this point here is 3 along the x and 1 up on the y, so it's 3, 1, the x and the y coordinates. We always note the x coordinate first, followed by a comma, followed by the y coordinate. So this point is 3 along the x, 1 up on the y. Okay, so we've some examples here. We have the point 1, 1, which is 1 on the x, 1 up on the y. We've the point 3 minus 4, which is 3 out along the x and minus 4 down. We have this point here, which is minus 4 out on the x and minus 3 down, or we've minus 5 on the x and plus 2 up. So we kind of moved on from this positive grid to seeing that we actually have 4 quadrants, with the first quadrant, the second quadrant, the third and the fourth. And we see that our coordinates can be both positive and negative. Positive x goes this way on the coordinate plane or the Cartesian plane. Negative coordinates go this way on the x-axis, x coordinates, sorry. Positive y coordinates go north and negative y coordinates go south. Okay, so that first part of the chapter was just about plotting coordinates and finding the values of coordinates given the points. The second part of the chapter then was to find the midpoint of a line segment. And we had a line segment set up by having 2 coordinates and joining them, and that's a line segment, and we're looking to find the midpoint of the line segments. Okay, and we can do that if we know what the coordinates of the 2 points are. We can find what the coordinates are, we can note their x and y values and then put them into this handy formula here, which tells us that the midpoint between 2 points, and we can say our first point is x1, y1, and our second point is x2, y2. These are the 2 points for which we're finding the midpoint between them, is equal to x1 plus x2, x1 plus x2 all over 2, and then the y coordinate is the y1 plus y2 all divided by 2. So if we look at this example here, find the midpoint of the line segment AB. So we have the point A at 2 out on the x minus 3 on the y, and we have the point B, which is 4 out on the x and minus 3 on the y. Okay, so our A point is 2 minus 3, so we name that x1, y1. Our B point is 4 minus 3, and we name those 2 points x2, y2, x1, y1. We write down our formula always, and then we substitute in or put in our values to find that the midpoint of AB is x1. What is x1? It's 2. Plus x2. What is x2? It's 4. All over 2. And y, then the y coordinate is here, it's y1. What is y1? It's minus 3. And y2 is minus 3. So, the formula says y1 plus y2, but if y2 is negative, then you leave it negative always. So it's minus 3 minus 3, okay? That's that value there. So when it's negative, leave it negative when you put it into the equation, okay? So that tells us that 2 plus 4 over 2 is 6 over 2, and that's equal to 3. And minus 3 minus 3 is minus 6 over 2 is minus 3. So the midpoint can be found. The midpoint between this point and that point should be found at 3 minus 3. And if I go out 3 and down 3 to 3 minus 3, I'm at the midpoint between A and B.